This is a time where so many transitions are happening in their lives, and what I often use is this phrase, connection before correction. Because of all the transitions that are going on in their lives, make them more vulnerable for mental health issues. Teenagers reported feeling very sad. It's not so much about just telling them that, being able to sit beside them, give them room to talk, and then being able to, maybe hard for the parents to take a lot more time, but I do think that it is important for immigrant parents to know that Hi, my name is Monica. I am a licensed psychologist and a biblical counselor. I've also done youth ministry in a church for over 29 years. In addition, I have 3 young adult sons who have gone through all of the teenage years.
First question, what is one thing you wish parents understood about teenagers today?
As a psychologist, biblical counselor, and someone who has been doing youth ministry, along with having been a parent of teenagers, I do wish that one thing that parents would understand about teenagers is that this is a time where so many transitions are happening in their lives, cognitively, socio-emotionally, and physically, that because of all of those transitions, there are a lot of impact upon them. One being that they may experience a lot of emotions quite intensely, and that in the midst of those experiences, that they may have a little bit of a more difficult time while they are quite astute cognitively at that age, being able to understand how to manage their emotions as they try to make sense of the world. That's something that's really difficult, or can be difficult at this time period. And so one of the things that I do really wish for parents to be able to tend to are your teens' emotional experience or emotional life. And what I often use is this phrase, connection before correction, to be able to tend to that. Oftentimes I think parents will feel this desire to want to correct or teach them and tell them not to feel certain kinds of difficult emotions. But what they actually need is for the parents to relent, restrain themselves, and connect with their teens' emotions before correction. So being able to do that means really being able to slow down with them and being able to recognize that they need a sounding board that's safe for them to be able to talk about these emotions that are coming up, that make interpreting or understanding even their relationship with their friends, with their parents, but even their relationship with God in a way that helps them to be able to feel safe to talk about.
The next question, what is one key thing parents should understand about the mental health struggles of teenagers today?
This next answer, one key thing that I wish parents would know about the mental health of teenagers today actually links to the first question. Because of all the transitions that are going on in their lives in terms of, again, physical, cognitive, socio-emotional development and growth that's happening all at once, that can also put them at higher risk or make them more vulnerable for mental health issues. Right now, according to the CDC, a lot of, especially teenagers, reported feeling very sad, for persistent sadness and hopelessness for over 2 weeks in their lives. And there's a high percentage that have reported that. And so given that such a high percentage of teenagers are sharing that they are feeling very sad or depressed, it's important for parents to be able to, again, tend to their emotions, help them feel that there is a safe place for them, a safe haven for them to be able to talk about what has been hard and be able to bring the hope of Christ alongside to be able to help them know that they are not alone in those really hopeless experiences, that there is a living hope in Christ. And how they do that, how parents do that and tend to that, it's not so much about just telling them that, being able to sit beside them, give them room to talk, and then being able to genuinely understand, empathize, and rather than simply correct, be able to sit with them and pray together and know about the truth of Christ in their lives that brings safety, even greater safety and refuge than the parent themselves.
What encouragement would you give to immigrant parents raising teenagers in the United States?
If I'm thinking about immigrant parents raising teenagers in the US, I feel a lot of compassion for them because there's so much they're trying to tend to. They're trying to themselves take care of their children or their teens and be able to adjust to all the changes that are going on from their home culture to their new host culture. And so they're acculturating and trying to make sense of all of the ways in which they can understand and settle in. And so there's a lot going on for them. And so I feel a lot of compassion for them. In addition, not only are they acculturating, but also their teens, their children are acculturating to this new culture. And the way that each of them are acculturating will look quite different, especially as they're engaging in different kinds of environments and in their jobs, or for teens in their school. And for teens, there are so many things that they're trying to adjust to, not only the school system, the culture, understanding it, but also being able to understand the language, being able to communicate in a way that they feel comfortable. So there are a lot of things that both the parent and the teenagers are trying to adjust to, and at different in different environments, but also in different kinds of speeds. Having said that, because of so many things that they are adjusting to, I know this is going to be, it may be hard for the parents to take a lot more time, but I do think that it is important for immigrant parents to know that they can and ought to take time to be able to talk to their teen who is acculturating in a different way, in a different environment. And to be able to walk alongside them means that that while they have their understanding and experience, that their teens' experience will look quite different. And so taking time to ask a lot of questions, not in a way that is intrusive and bombarding them, but being able to be compassionate, kind, and pacing it at a way that they give them space to reflect on all of their experiences that they're trying to make sense of. Whether it might be experience of the different language and the impact on the teen, whether it might be trying to make sense of the communication changes that are going on culturally for them, the impact on them regarding that, but also in terms of even if they experience racism, because that is really real. As a psychologist, I know that a lot of Asian Americans have reported experiencing a lot of racism. Over 50% have identified that. And so given that, there are experiences of racism, the teen might notice it, experience it, or struggle with it. Try to make sense of it, and for parents to walk alongside and give them space to talk about it and support them, that will be really important. So I do encourage them in the midst of a lot going on, that they are carrying heavy burdens.
Sola Network exists to influence the emerging generation of Asian Americans and those who lead them with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Find our articles, book reviews, podcasts, and more at sola.network. If you would like to partner with Sola Network through collaboration, networking, volunteering, or giving, please contact us through the website.